Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., the legacy of NASCAR's most beloved driver. Few names resonate through the world of NASCAR like Dale Earnhardt Jr., a driver who transformed his family's racing heritage into a legacy all his own. Born on October 10, 1974, in Kannapolis, North Carolina, he grew up in the long shadow of his father, the legendary Dale Earnhardt Sr. Yet through resilience, charisma, and an uncanny ability to connect with fans, Earnhardt Jr. rose beyond expectations to become one of the most influential figures in modern motorsports. A childhood fueled by racing, Dale Jr. grew up surrounded by the roar of engines and the intensity of competition. After losing his mother early in life to divorce and spending much of his childhood in boarding school, racing became his anchor. At 17, he started working at his father's car dealership, learning the mechanical side of automobiles before officially entering the racing world. His professional path took shape in the late model stock division, where he earned his stripes racing on short tracks across the Carolinas. It was clear early on that he possessed both talent and determination, two qualities that would propel him into the national spotlight. Rise to stardom and back-to-back championships. Dale Jr.'s major breakthrough came with two consecutive NASCAR Busch Series championships, 1998 and 1999. His performance in these seasons made it clear that he wasn't riding his father's coattails, he was forging his own identity. In 2000, he made his full-time jump to the NASCAR Cup Series with Dale Earnhardt, Inc. It didn't take long for him to impress. He won 2 races in his rookie season, signaling that he was a genuine contender. Triumph, tragedy, and the 2001 Daytona 500. The defining moment in Dale Jr.'s early Cup Series career came during the 2001 Daytona 500. A race that ended in heartbreak when his father, Dale Earnhardt Sr., was killed in a last-lap crash. The loss shook the entire racing community, but no one felt it more deeply than Dale Jr. What followed, however, revealed his strength of character. Just months later, he returned to Daytona and delivered an emotional victory in July 2001. A moment that instantly became one of the most iconic in NASCAR history. Becoming NASCAR's fan favorite for 15 straight years, 2003 to 2017, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was voted NASCAR's most popular driver. A streak that highlighted his rare ability to connect with fans. They admired not only his racing but his honesty, his approachable nature, and his genuine love for the sport. In his career, he claimed 26 Cup Series wins, including 2 Daytona 500 victories, 2004 and 2014. He was known for his restrictor plate prowess, aggressive driving style, and ability to shine under pressure at tracks like Daytona and Talladega. Challenges, injuries, and reinvention. Dale Jr.'s later career was marked by struggles with concussions, leading him to miss significant time in the 2016 season. His decision to retire from full-time racing in 2017 was emotional but widely respected. He prioritized long-term health and set an example for athletes across all sports. Retirement, however, did nothing to dim his influence. He transitioned seamlessly into broadcasting, becoming a standout analyst for NBC Sports team ownership, strengthening junior motorsports podcasting, hosting the wildly popular Dale Jr. download storytelling through documentaries, books, and historical preservation of racing culture, a legacy carved in heart and heritage. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s legacy is bigger than wins and trophies. He bridged generations of NASCAR fans, carried his father's name with dignity, and inspired millions by showing vulnerability, resilience, and authenticity. Though he may have stepped out of the cockpit, his voice, his passion, and his impact continue to shape the sport he loves. The evolution of a driver, skill, strategy, and style. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s driving style evolved significantly over his career. Early on, he was known for his willingness to take risks, a trait inherited from his father's aggressive approach. Yet unlike his legendary dad, Jr. had a smoother finesse on superspeedways, where drafting, timing, and patience mattered just as much as bravery. His mastery at Daytona and Talladega became a defining part of his identity. Fans could feel the anticipation whenever he lined up at a restrictor plate race. He understood the air, the pack, and the momentum better than almost anyone on the track. His ability to control the draft became almost mythical. Over time, as he matured and faced setbacks, his style shifted toward a more calculated, disciplined approach. This evolution showcased his adaptability, proof that he wasn't just a legacy driver, but a student of the sport, constantly striving to improve. The Hendrick Motorsports era. One of the biggest turning points came in 2008, when Dale Jr. left DAE to join Hendrick Motorsports, one of the most successful teams in NASCAR history. This move elevated his resources and competitive tools, paired him with elite teammates like Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon, allowed him to rebrand himself outside of DEI's identity. His tenure at Hendrick brought stability and success, including multiple wins and chase appearances, as well as his second Daytona 500 victory in 2014, one of the most celebrated wins of his career. Concussions and courage. A fight behind the scenes. The mid-2010s tested Dale Jr.'s resolve more than any race ever could. After years of hard crashes, he began experiencing serious concussion symptoms, headaches, vision problems, balance issues, and cognitive fog. Instead of hiding it, he did something revolutionary. He spoke openly about it. In a sport that had long embraced toughness and silence, Dale Jr.'s transparency humanized him more than ever. Sparked new conversations about driver health, pushed NASCAR and teams to adopt stricter concussion protocols. His 2016 season was cut short as he stepped away to heal. When he returned in 2017 for one final full-time season, fans showered him with appreciation, knowing the courage it took to be honest about the risks of racing. Junior Motorsports. Building the next generation. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s influence extends far beyond his own driving career. Through Junior Motorsports, he has helped shape the landscape of the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The team has developed and showcased many rising stars, including Chase Elliott, William Byron, Brad Keselowski, Noah Gragson, Justin Allgaier. Under his leadership, Junior Motorsports has claimed multiple Xfinity Series championships, solidifying its place as one of the top development teams in the sport. A media presence like no other. After retiring, Dale Jr. found a new spotlight, one that arguably made him more famous than ever. As a broadcaster for NBC, he quickly became a fan favorite due to his deep racing knowledge, natural storytelling ability, warm, approachable personality, ability to translate complex racing strategies into simple language. Then came the Dale Jr. Download, his wildly popular podcast. It became a platform for candid conversations, emotional stories, and humor. He interviewed legends, rookies, entertainers, and even former rivals, often revealing sides of them the public had never seen before. Historian, preservationist, and cultural icon Dale Earnhardt Jr. is also one of NASCAR's most passionate historians. He spends time researching old tracks, preserving racing artifacts, and highlighting forgotten stories. His efforts have helped reintroduce fans to the roots of the sport, strengthening NASCAR's connection to its past. His cultural influence goes beyond the track. He hosted TV shows exploring America's history and lost landmarks. He authored best-selling books. He regularly uses social media to connect with fans. He remains one of the most recognized personalities in sports media through all of this. Dale Jr. has built a brand rooted in authenticity, something few modern athletes achieve. A legacy built on heart, humanity, and heritage. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s legacy is defined not only by his victories, but by the way he carried himself during triumph and tragedy. He became the bridge between NASCAR's old-school grit and its modern era. His achievements include 26 Cup Series wins, 2 Daytona 500 victories, 2 Xfinity Series championships, 15-time most popular driver, team ownership success, broadcasting and media excellence. But his greatest contribution may be the emotional connection he forged with millions of fans. He showed vulnerability in a sport built on courage, and he honored his family name while still becoming his own man. The heart behind the helmet. Dale Jr.'s personal life and values. Beneath the fame, trophies, and pressure, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has always been grounded by a surprisingly simple set of values: family, honesty, humility, and passion for the sport that shaped his life. Raised in a turbulent household and later shaped by the loss of his father, Dale Jr. appreciates stability more than most. His marriage to Amy Ryman in 2016 marked the beginning of a new chapter defined by peace, family, and emotional growth. Their daughters, Isla and Nicole, became the center of his world and brought out a softer, more reflective side of him, something fans saw more clearly during his final racing seasons and beyond. At home, he isn't the high-profile NASCAR celebrity. He's a quiet, introverted guy who loves working on old buildings, restoring classic cars, and researching racing history late into the night. His personal hobbies show a man deeply connected to nostalgia and craftsmanship, not glamour. The philosophy of a racer: mindset, pressure, and identity. While Dale Jr. never claimed to be the fastest driver of his era, his success came from understanding the entire ecosystem of racing. 1. Mental toughness through vulnerability. Unlike many athletes, Dale Jr. never hid self-doubt. He spoke openly about performance slumps, grief, and the pressure of carrying the Earnhardt name. His honesty made him relatable and earned him a rare level of fan loyalty. 2. Team-first approach. He valued collaboration and credited his crew chiefs, like Steve Letarte and Tony Eury Jr., as the backbone of his achievements. Jr. understood that racing is a symphony, not a solo act. 3. Patience and strategy on the track. His superspeedway style was about rhythm and timing. He knew when to push, when to fall back, and when to let the draft work for him. Racing the air became his trademark skill. 4. Respect for the craft. He was never the type to jump out of the car and trash talk. He respected rivals, honored the sport, and carried himself with emotional intelligence. The Earnhardt name, blessing and burden. Being the son of Dale Earnhardt Sr., one of the greatest drivers in history, came with enormous expectations. Dale Jr. faced constant comparisons, pressure to match his father's aggression, emotional trauma from losing him mid-career, the responsibility of carrying the sport's most famous surname. Yet instead of collapsing under the weight, he evolved. He carved out a legacy defined not by imitation, but by authenticity. He did not try to become his father. He honored him by becoming the best version of himself. Their bond remains one of NASCAR's most studied and emotional father-son stories. The Daytona magic. Why Dale Jr. was different there. No track defined Dale Earnhardt Jr. more than Daytona International Speedway. 2001 July Daytona win, racing only months after his father's death at the same track. Dale Jr.'s emotional victory was a cathartic moment for millions of grieving fans. It symbolized resilience, healing, and destiny. 2004 Daytona 500. This was his first 500 win, clean, aggressive, and perfectly executed. Many fans believed he had inherited a special gift on superspeedways. 2014 Daytona 500. A decade later, he did it again in dramatic fashion, proving he still possessed the sharp instincts that made him a legend. His connection to Daytona feels almost spiritual. Fans often say that when Dale Jr. raced there, the air moved differently. A fanbase like no other, the Junior Nation phenomenon. Few athletes in any sport have commanded such unwavering loyalty. Junior Nation, as his fans are known, transcended demographics. They were hardcore NASCAR loyalists, newcomers drawn in by his personality, older fans who followed his father, young fans who saw him as the face of the modern era for 15 consecutive years. He was NASCAR's most popular driver. Not because he won more than others, but because he connected more than others. Fans appreciated that. He was humble, he was real, he spoke from the heart, he respected the sport's history, he admitted mistakes and shared vulnerabilities in an era when NASCAR struggled with identity and declining TV numbers. Dale Jr. was the anchor that kept millions emotionally invested. Post-retirement reinvention. The second prime of Dale Jr. Retirement did not slow him down. It transformed him. Many argue he is more influential today than during his racing career. 1. Broadcaster and story.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.